everyone, and welcome to our first lesson on how to use the alphabet to teach communication and language skills, as well as, of course, the alphabetic principles and phonemic awareness. So I'm going to lead you through several activities. There's going to be two in this video, and they are two of my favorites, and they are things that we use all the time. Matter of fact, I use most of these activities every single day of the week with my lower functioning students, many of whom are nonverbal and they can still participate in these activities. And the verbal kiddos who are really actually getting close to being pre-readers are really benefiting because they're learning the alphabet and they're learning some sight words too. So our first one that I'm going to show you today is a sensory bin. So my special education teacher that I work with has lent me hers, and this is an awesome bin. We're just going to be talking about the letter B today. So in this bin, she's filled it with beans, and she actually keeps the beans regardless of the letter of the week, but beans works perfectly for letter B, obviously. And she's filled it with a whole bunch of letter B's, because our letter of the week is B. B, lowercase b, cubes with B, etc. But the thing that's really fun about this sensory bin, not only is it really fun to play with, who doesn't love beans, but it's full with all sorts of things that start with the letter B. So kids during their free time, they seriously choose this as a free time choice activity. They can look through and find the butterfly, you can find the boy, banana, bottle. These are all super fun things that they're finding while they're having fun during independent or during structured play activities. So this is an awesome tool for you to use. She found some of these materials and then she bought some of them too with some educational magazines. Oh, some of these like block. I mean, some of these are just things you can just find on your own or at the Dollar Tree, and some you may need to purchase, but they shouldn't be too expensive. So the sensory bin is great. Some of its advantages are it is engaging and it's fun and it's super functional and it meets the sensory needs of students. So she uses beans. I have another coworker that puts flax seeds in hers, and you could put sand if you're willing to clean up the mess afterwards. It meets the sensory needs and it encourages tactile learning too. Everyone likes to touch things, and if they don't like to touch things, then they really need to be practicing. Some of these are just miniatures of real objects. Check that out, isn't that cute? Another thing it does is it increases phonemic awareness skills so that the kids are more aware that, boy and bat, they start with the same sound. Cool. It familiarizes students with that, for items that start with that sound, and all students can somehow participate in this activity. I have several students that are very, very tight from CP, and even they, if you help their hands go in, are able to touch some of the items. I do have tactile averse students, and so when they touch something, they'll immediately throw it, but at least they touched it to begin with. And come on, how cute is this? Let's see if I can get it for you. That's little binoculars, and these are from like a Happy Meal toy. Oh, I love them. The next thing that I am going to show you is called the Bag of the Week. I use this in my circle time activities. I fill it up with things that start with the letter of the week, and then we pass it around, and each student gets to choose one thing. So whoever's first in the circle gets the good end of the deal because they get to choose the very first item. So let me show you what is in my B bag for this week. We have a ball. We have a bear. We have a banana. And so the kids, what they do is I go around and I hold out the bag and I say, it's your turn, it's time to choose something from the B bag. And then they stick their hand in. I try not to let them look. I try to make them just feel for something. And let's say they get the bear. Then I sing a little song. I started singing this song to the Cookie Monster song, one of my favorite songs. And I say, B is for bear, that's good enough for Johnny. B is for bear, that's good enough for Johnny. B is for, anticipatory pause, bear that's good enough for Johnny. Oh, bear, bear, bear starts with B. And we go through and every student gets a turn. And these kids are just inundated with this vocabulary, but it doesn't feel super awkward because it's part of the song. So I can just model the vocabulary over and over. And again, all my students can participate. In the classrooms where the students are able to go in and make a choice, they do. In the classroom where, in one classroom where the kiddos are not physically able to put their hand in and make a choice, I will rub the item against their arm and I say, do you want bear? And I wait to see if there's any kind of reaction, like a movement, an eye flutter, a smile. And they say, or do you want ball? Okay, these are your choices. Do you want bear or ball? I'm going to do it one more time. Do you want bear? And then I rub it on their skin. And this time I'm really hoping that they're going to actually make a choice. And if they don't, if they have no reaction for either of them, I just choose for them. And I say, oh, great, you wanted bear. And then we sing the whole B is for bear song. And it's super fun. And then we can say, yay, you did such a great job, Johnny. The other thing I do with that song is some of my kids are working on learning the names of their classmates. So when I do the anticipatory pause for the name of the item to try to get some expressive language, I also will do an anticipatory pause for the name of the student to try to get some of the other classmates to say the student's name. And occasionally I'll even need to poke the other kid and I'll go, what's his name? What's his name? And then I may need to help him out as well. But that way I can get some expressive language from those kiddos that have some minimally verbal skills and are almost there but really need encouragement. So I hope that you found these useful. I hope that somehow you can incorporate some kind of sensory bin with the letter of the week and some kind of bag with the letter of the week too, and that you can use this with your students. Thanks.